Jürgen Kasek no longer feels safe in Saxony. Sophie Koch wants citizens to be more engaged in Germany. And Christian Hartmann warns against a total condemnation of the inhabitants of Saxony. I met with these three and others to discuss how they're dealing with far-right extremism. Jürgen Kasek actively campaigns against it. He's organized numerous actions to promote tolerance, despite neo-Nazis trying to intimidate him into silence. Threats, hate mail, anonymous calls at work. Recently, a total stranger accosted me on a tram in Leipzig, where I normally feel safe. In certain places and situations, I found I really have to keep my wits about me. It's made me a bit paranoid. Every week, more than 2,000 supporters of the right-wing group PEGIDA take to the streets. Why here? Experts say that Saxony, which was part of the old East Germany, is susceptible to extremism because people here lack an understanding of democracy. And political organizations generally have a lot fewer members in Eastern Germany than in the West. I'm here to meet the biggest youth organization in Saxony, the Young Socialists. They have 1,000 members. A lot needs to be done in Saxony about political education. Democracy must be fostered in schools. But as long as that's not the case, people here won't find democracy attractive enough to actively contribute to it. These young politicians say that for a long time nobody dared to speak about what was happening in Saxony. A state that's been labelled as right-wing, that's not attractive, so everyone's going to deny that. Saxony's former premier once said Saxony is immune to right-wing extremism, and only 2 years later the NPD, a far-right party, won seats in the state parliament. It's certainly not easy to get state politicians to talk about right-wing extremism on camera. Only one of them agrees to talk to me, Christian Hartmann from the Christian Democrats. He admits that in the years after the fall of the wall, his party failed to invest in political education. That made it easy for right-wing populists to establish themselves. But he wants to fight the perception that everyone in Saxony is an extremist. We have difficulties with right-wing extremism. We must step up the political will to address it. That said, not everyone expressing an opinion or voicing concerns about refugee policy is a right-wing extremist. Certainly not every Saxon. My last stop is at Hearts Instead of Hate, a protest movement against the far right. Rita Kunert is one of its founders. They want to get 5,000 people out onto the streets. They debated for a long time whether they would let us film them. To take a public stance against the far right can be dangerous, they say. They gave up trusting the police and authorities a long time ago. Any form of protest, even ours, is being actively discouraged by the police and the authorities. Last year there were more than 20,000 people on the street. Nazi groups were rampaging through the city. The police let them run wild. When they attacked our rally, the police just stood by and did nothing to stop them. Elsewhere, that's not normal, but here it is. This year, they're hoping their demonstration for freedom, equality and humanity will pass off without incident.